Hey guys, what's going on? It's Adam here, and this is a camless stream. You're spared looking at me today, but I thought I'd play some Vampire Survivors, and I thought I would stream it so you can all see how great/terrible I am at the game. If you've never seen Vampire Survivors before, you're in for a treat. I think this game is great. It's very lo-fi, it's got a very dark fantasy aesthetic. Kind of a little bit reminiscent of Loop Hero, maybe, which you might remember from last year. And it's a minimalist game because you walk around and you don't really get to choose like when to fire your weapon and stuff like that. It just happens automatically. And I guess the challenge is about positioning yourself correctly because the weapons fire in different directions based on which way you're facing and those sorts of things, but also about building the best possible collection of gear and items so that you can make it to the end. Each run lasts about 30 minutes max, so if I do well, this will be about a 30-minute attempt. If I do badly, I might have to start again. First things first, I guess from the title screen, as we mentioned, there's a bunch of power-ups. I've invested in a few things here to make it a little bit easier on myself. I have unlocked many coins, and I've spent them on some things, which make things a little bit easier. And I've unlocked a few characters. You see there's a few that are still greyed out that I've not paid for, but I've done the conditions to unlock them. Lots and lots of secrets in this game. Lots of cool little things you can unlock, which are mostly tied to achievements, but some things are really obscure. Poppia I actually found yesterday or the day before in a coffin. So if you see a coffin, crack it open, because she could be hiding inside. I am going to play as the skeleton, because he's my favourite. His ability is that he gets more projectiles every 20 levels, so if we make it to 20th level, that will be good, because it means I get more and more projectiles, which are critically important. His starting weapon is a little bit terrible. It's a bone that kind of bounces around. It can become good, but it's not necessarily a great weapon to start with, so we'll be hoping for a good pickup in the early stages. Let's do the Mad Forest. We'll literally do stage 1, shall we? This is what you would see if you were starting the game. And here we go. So all I can do is walk around, and my guy's going to throw a couple of bones, which is, as you can see, so far not very effective. There we go, got a couple of bats. What I want to do is collect these gems and avoid getting caught by the bats because they will damage me, and I could do with not being damaged right now because I haven't really got any health or abilities. Okay, first level up, so we get to choose a weapon. I was really hoping for garlic, because garlic would make it a lot easier to talk and play at the same time. Garlic just instantly damages enemies when they come too close to you. I have not received garlic, which is annoying, but I have received cross, which I do quite like, so I'll go for cross. We'll hopefully get some garlic soon. Cross has a kind of boomerang effect, you see it kind of spins out and then it goes back the opposite direction. And it can clear quite large parts of the screen, which is really useful at the later levels. Yes, garlic. So garlic gives me this kind of radius, which means now, when bats touch me, they just die. Stronger enemies will still get through the garlic, but it means that I don't have to try as hard at the beginning of the game here. I can literally just walk into them and collect the gems, which is really, really handy for leveling up quickly. So a lot of people in the community were maybe garlic haters. They think garlic's not the one, but I am all about garlic. I really enjoy playing with the garlic. And you can see some other enemies are starting to appear now. They're a little bit stronger, so I have to be a little bit careful with them. You see these towers here. If I crack those open, they'll have things like money inside or items, such as this flamethrower, which I wasn't expecting at this stage of the game, but I'll take it. I don't really want any of those. Let's go projectile speed. The roast chickens that you see on the floor will heal me, but I don't need healing just yet, so I'm going to try and leave it for later. And I'm going to try and continue to walk into the bats. Let's get ourselves a magic wand. That'll fire some little blue sparks, which will also be helpful. We could really do with leveling up quite quickly, because it's going to get pretty hectic and pretty crazy quite quickly. So let's try and collect as many of these gems as we can. I'm really glad I got the garlic, because it would be a lot harder to talk and play at the same time without it. it's just kind of like a get out of jail free card when someone's close to you and the garlic manages to kill them. Oh, look at all these bats. Yeah, give me those sweet gems. Let's increase our bone ability. Yeah, that's good. I kind of want to move away from this structure because it's a bit... it traps me in a little bit. Let's have some more wand projectiles. So you can see how without the garlic this would start to get really difficult because I would have to be actually dodging most of the enemies. Whereas, at least for the time being, with the bats, I can get away with just walking into them directly. Which is pretty handy. Let's level up our bones. Really make the most of the garlic in the early stages. You want to kind of use this time to get as many gems as possible because it's going to get a lot harder as we start leveling up and more enemies start appearing. There are going to be thousands of enemies during this run, so... this is a decent start though, I'm happy with this. We've got some skeletons. Pretty sure the skeletons I can handle as well, but let's level up our garlic just in case, make it slightly bigger. Yeah, okay. Garlic can handle the skeletons now as well, which is handy. Bit of a time delay on the garlic, so sometimes if you walk straight into somebody, you'll kind of give them a window to hit you, whereas if you stop moving, they'll get damaged by it multiple times in a few kind of, I guess, like on a cooldown, like every 0.2 seconds or whatever, they'll receive some more damage. So you kind of have to kite them a little bit. Oh, okay, that one got too close to me. Let's reduce our weapons cooldown so they fire more often. I like that as a build, that's usually good. Where's that chicken gone? Let's go and eat the chicken. Because I did lose some health there. There we go. Skeleton on skeleton violence. Okay, lightning ring. That's pretty fun. Let's have that. Have some lightning. You'll see treasure chests. Bosses drop these, and they are fun to open. Get a little bit of music, and we'll get some kind of treat. Okay, level up for our magic wand. Use the cooldown on that as well. And here come the ghosts. Oh, and some more bats. Let's get the Pumarola. Pumarola? I don't know how you pronounce it. There are certain combinations that end up transforming items later in the game, and I happen to know what some of the good ones are, so I will try and get some of the good ones, so if we get to the late game, you'll be able to see some of the most impressive weapons that you can unlock. The Pumarola pairs with the garlic at high levels and becomes Soul Harvester, which is a big black circle that steals HP, which is pretty cool. Spellbinder's quite good, but I don't really want that right now. We've only got one more slot for weapons, so let's make it the Fire Wand, which is quite a cool one. It's quite random, because literally the fire just comes out in a random direction, you can't really control it. But it can be very powerful when you level it up, so it kind of pays off. Collecting gems. We'll level up our bone ability. Okay, we've been encircled by plants. You'll notice I'm being quite conservative here. Like, you could be running around quite a lot. The map is quite big. It kind of just goes on, I think actually goes on forever. Like, if you keep going, you'll never reach a point where you can't keep going. It just kind of loops around, basically. Like, it just kind of generates more in the way that Minecraft would if you kept walking in the same direction. But I'm going to stick around one area, really, because I want to collect the most gems. So if you run away from an area, you're kind of leaving all the gems behind. Duplicator is fun. Fires more projectiles, so we're getting more bones, more boomerangs, or boomerang crosses, and more magic wands and fireballs as well. So more of everything, basically. That's a great item to get. I'm really happy with that. Get this treasure chest if I can. These enemies are a little bit stronger, so I've got to avoid them. Yeah, level up for our cross weapon. And 96 coins. Should make this a little bit easier. Oh, there's a power-up down here. So this power-up is the time freeze. That can be really useful. I kind of wasted it there, to be honest, just to show you how it works. It wasn't really that useful because I've got quite a lot of room right now. But if you're ever trapped and you have like no room and you're like, oh, I'm literally going to die, hitting one of those can give you a chance to kind of escape and reposition yourself. You can see how the bones, which were initially a bit pathetic, as you level them up, start to become a lot more effective because they just kind of bounce around and do a lot of incidental damage, which is handy. These green things are quite tough though. Let's get some more gems. Let's get some spinach, just increase our damage output. Okay, we're about level 16. And you see the time at the top there, that's telling me how long in the run we're in, so we're about 6 minutes in. Each run is a maximum of half an hour. Technically you can go a little bit longer. Oops, didn't mean to get that. Didn't mean to eat that chicken. But realistically, this is going to be a 30-minute run if we make it that far. There's every chance that I might screw up and not make it. You can see how it's starting to get a little bit crazy though. We've got more and more enemies here. Some more bats, which is handy for me because I can wipe those out just by touching them. Collect their sweet gems. Yes. Okay. We're going to take the clover for our... We've got a final item slot here. I'm going to take the clover, which makes you luckier. That kind of increases the rate and chance of dropping cool items. Such as that flamethrower you saw earlier, and also other items as well that do different things. And that actually, hopefully, if we make it long enough, getting that item will pay off because it'll mean we can upgrade the cross weapon into an even better weapon. I like this game because it is so snackable. Like, you can literally just turn this on. You know it's going to be half an hour max if you do one run, so it's not like a massive time commitment. You can just kind of enjoy it. You haven't really got to do much either, to be honest. Like, you just kind of enjoy life, strolling around, killing things. It can get stressful, especially if you get the wrong build. When you get a good build, and this is I'm happy with this. This is a good build so far. I'm really happy with the items that we found. This is going to be an enjoyable run. There's going to be a real moment here where, if I can make it long enough, I'm going to become virtually unstoppable. But first I've got to try and make it that far. So see the big bats are a bit of a nuisance, they're a bit stronger. I can't really handle that many of those at the minute. But most of these guys I can handle just by walking near them. The garlic's still pretty strong. Let's increase all of our damage and try and get to that treasure chest. That was a handy fireball. Went in the right direction, that one, didn't it? Yes, we've got an extra special chest. We're going to get multiple rewards for this one. I'm psyched about this. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Look at all those treats. Okay, this is good. This is going to really make an immediate impact in how deadly we are. See the different weapons working in harmony. I think we've got quite a good spread of weapons here. So we've got the lightning, which is kind of random. Fire is kind of random. But then the cross and the bones and the garlic are all really tightly kind of wrapped around where we are, which is key. You've got to kind of protect your area. Let's make the fire even stronger. Okay, we're at level 20. Things are going to start to get a little bit tougher from here on out. However, that last treasure chest we got is a really, really good start. So So you can kind of handle these bats now, especially if the fire gets them. The fire is absolutely destroying them right now. I like to stay near chicken. I don't like to eat the chicken straight away. I like to just know where it is. A little bit sketchy there. I don't know how well this machine's going to handle this towards the end. I mean, there will become a point where there are so many enemies that the computer might struggle to run it effectively. It might become a little bit like a PowerPoint. Ooh, look at that. Giant praying mantis. And we are trapped in by plants again. These plants take loads and loads of damage. You basically can't stop them. Uh-oh. Ah! Get the treasure chest. Cool. More lightning. This game is available on Steam, by the way, and it only costs £2. So, if you like what you see, you can play this for less than the price of like a coffee or something. So, pretty good value for money. I've been playing this for over a dozen hours at this point, and I've not unlocked everything. I've seen quite a lot of the game, I think, at least in its current form. It is early access. There's updates all the time, which is also appreciated. Oh god, this is getting a little bit tight. But yeah, really good value for money, and the devs are obviously still working on it. Let's try and carve a hole here. Let's go this way. Please be something good. Okay, more lightning. Not the best, because I can't really control where it goes, but better than nothing. We've leveled up as well, that's handy. Let's increase our bone damage. Okay, luckily these skeletons were pretty well equipped to handle those, so I can kind of... As long as there's not too many at once, or if I run into them, they will hurt me. But if I keep my distance slightly, you can see how the garlic, and I'm going to increase my garlic effectiveness here. The garlic is really protecting me at this stage. Without that, I would be really struggling to jockey for position, I think, to try and avoid getting hit by these guys. So many skeletons! You can see a little total in the top corner as well of how many enemies are dying. We're over 4,000 enemies slain so far. And that number is going to get much higher before we're done here, hopefully. Oh. So if you're a little bit too conservative, if you don't push for the gems, you won't level up enough, and then when the enemies come, you won't be strong enough to take them on. So you really have to collect the gems. You have to kind of go out of your way to put yourself at risk. Hey Pete in the chat, thanks for tuning in. We're slaying thousands of skeletons. Thanks for joining us. What am I going to choose here? Let's reduce cooldown. I think reducing cooldown is always effective because it just affects everything, you know, like the amount of times that we have to fire all our weapons. It's really key. We've got wolves now as well, and bats! I'm not sure I can handle these many wolves. Let's try and move slightly. Okay, the wolves are going down. They take a bit more damage than the skeletons do. So I can't survive too many wolves at once. But I can kind of take them on, which is handy. Pete in the chat says, this looks bloody nuts. It is. Just to clarify, I'm not firing any of the weapons. The weapons are all just happening automatically. All I'm really doing is moving and choosing which weapons I want out of the treasure chests. And I've lucked out here. I've got a pretty good build. I've got some pretty good weapons. We've got the bone projectile, which bounces around. We've got a boomerang style cross. We've got garlic, which hurts things when they get too close to me, which is really key to my run. A magic wand, which fires little blue bolts. Lightning coming out of a ring and just striking people at random. And fire as well, which is coming out of a coming out of a wand and shoots in a random direction. I'm going to increase my garlic because I feel like the garlic is really keeping me in this right now. I would not be surviving without the white circular lines you can see there that are really protecting me. The fire is doing a good job, but the fire is so random I can't really rely on it going in the right direction. Let's try and get some more of these gems because the more I can level up the better. Okay, base damage increase, that's also very helpful. I think the main thing is, the main advice is to not panic, because you often end up in a situation like this where you're like, oh no, this is surely the death of me, and then you just kind of inch your way along and try and escape. Oh, there's a really good power up over there, I want to go and get it. Oh no! Too many wolves! Too many wolves! What do you do with the fire going up? Shoot up, fire! Okay, this is nuts. Let's see if we can go around this crowd of wolves. The wolves take too long to die, that's a problem. I can't really walk past them. Ah! Ah! Okay, here we go, here we go. Attract orb. Gather up all the gems at once. Let's have some health recovery. Let's increase our garlic effectiveness. Let's fire more lightning. Yes! Oh, this is going to be good. Look how much we've leveled up. This, what a joke. We're going to be so much... This is going to be incredible after we've finished leveling. Yeah. Taking all of these sweet upgrades. And let's open this treasure chest if we can as well. Oh, that was really handy. I'm lucky that happened. The bracer leveled up as well. Not super helpful, but not that bad. Okay. Okay, we can kind of, yeah, the bats are similar to the wolves, they got quite a lot of health. Ah! Oh, I thought I had this in the bag, but the more it goes on, the more I'm not sure. Oh, there's a treasure chest again. I need to go and get it. I can really do with that upgrade. Let's see if we can gradually move towards it. Ah! Yes! Okay. Upgraded treasure chest, which is going to get 3 awards. Cool. Level ups for the cross, the fire wand, and the garlic. That is going to be a big, big help. I mean, it becomes a little bit difficult to see what's going on. I can, because I've played enough of this game that I'm like, yeah, I can see myself, kind of. But when you're first playing it, it is hard to keep track of where you are in all the craziness. Oh, we're trapped by plants again as well, so I can't really go anywhere if this goes badly. Not that I can really move, I mean, let's be honest, like, where I am. Everyone wants a piece of me. When you start the game, by the way, and you just won't be able to be anywhere near this good. Like, you start, you have none of the items that make a run like this possible, so you really have to play kind of more strategically at first. And then, I guess the fantasy is that the more you play, the better you get, the more weapons you unlock, the more abilities you unlock, and then eventually you do become unstoppable. I think we're on the road to being unstoppable here. At the minute, I don't feel quite invincible, but we can get a few of the weapon combinations, like the evolved items, as they're called, that will make us pretty untouchable. Okay, the praying mantises are quite strong. Don't really want to tangle with them. Oh, I don't have a choice. They are everywhere. Can we carve a little path up here? Stay near the chicken for safety. Okay, we're doing okay. Doing okay. This is working out. We're about to hit 10,000 enemies killed in this run. Treasure. I love treasure. If I can get to it safely. We've reached level 40, which is good. I'm glad this is going well. I was really worried that I was going to play this and then I was going to not get good items and you'd have to just watch me suck. But this is not a bad little run. I think anyway. Different players of Vampire Survivors have their own preferences around which items they like to get, which ones they think are best. I think this is pretty good. What would I like? Let's find some more magic wands. Some mummies coming in. Mummies can take quite a lot of damage usually, but there's less of them, so we can spend the time to go and collect some of these gems. These sweet, sweet gems. Let's make the most of this, definitely. Let's get as many of these as we can. Okay. I'm liking the rapid level up. So many gems. We have got a little time power up there. You can probably see on the left, just about, beneath all the items. I'm going to try and refrain from grabbing it just now, because for the minute we've got quite a lot of room. Like the mummies are kind of... Oh, I'll tell you what I do want though. I definitely want to get the attractor power, which is over here. Perfect. Yes, look at that. Look at that. That is good. Lots and lots of chicken as well, which is handy. If we get into any trouble, I can hopefully make it to a piece of roast chicken, which will heal me. Something quite, I mean, it can be stressful. There's also something really relaxing about it. I guess because you become so strong, you just kind of get to walk around. It's quite enjoyable. It's a bit of a fantasy, like I say. Let's open some treasure. Oh, hello. This is an evolved item. This is the Heaven Sword. We've evolved the cross. It can now deal critical damage. This is great news. Can't wait to see it. Let's see it. Yeah! Look at those swords! That is sick. They're absolutely shredding everything. Look at them go! Incredible. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about how unstoppable we are now. See, we've got a couple of power-ups around here. We've got the attract orb over here, which I will use in just a second. The flamethrower up here as well. Oh, the swords are so good. They're just literally mowing down the enemies. You know what, let's gather up our gems. We've earned them. Hey, Tyre. Tyre's in the chat. Tyre, you're just in time to see me absolutely destroy thousands upon thousands of skeletons. because my character has leveled up and he's getting pretty strong. Let's increase my health recovery, because that will just be handy just in case I do get bit. Oh, they are getting absolutely look at that! They can't even handle being touched once by the sword. It's cutting through them like butter. I mean, we are eating on this run. We are slaying. We're only at 20 minutes in. We've got 10 minutes left of this run as well, so there's going to be lots more enemies. Oh, someone hurt me then. Which one of you guys hurt me and how? Have some chicken. I think it was maybe one of the bats. The bats are still pretty strong. Gems! Oh, slow down. Oh, treasure. Can I get to the treasure? I love opening treasure. Tyre in the chat says you can see the Loop Hero similarities, and yeah, there are a few, like aesthetically definitely, but also the fact that it's minimal, like you'd only control a certain aspect of the game, you don't control everything. Okay, this is another evolved item. We've got the Thunder Loop. Our lightning ring is about to go next level. Bring the lightning. Yes! Oh, we are we are unstoppable now. Look at this. I mean, I feel sorry for these mummies and bats now because they are getting shredded tonight. Money. So the money you collect you can spend on the power-ups, so in between runs you can kind of level up certain abilities and that kind of persists, which is, I guess, how you progress, because at the beginning you will be so pathetic that there won't be much you can really do, but leveling up gradually at first and unlocking some of the items will really start to kind of build up a bit of a bank of money you can use to buy new characters and also to buy permanent upgrades for your character as well. Let's reduce the cooldown, that'll be handy. There's going to be plenty more enemies to come. Increase our ability to get lucky. We're up all night to get lucky tonight. The plants aren't really a threat, they just kind of hang out there and they kind of trap you in. They're more annoying if you're trying to run and gun because they'll stop you from being able to really go places, you have to kind of walk through them. It's not a problem for me right now, as you can see. Let's just make sure we're getting as many gems as possible because it will still get harder. We've still got 8 minutes left. There's plenty of time for thousands of enemies to come through. I actually have an item as well, which I can, if I pause it, I can see a map, so I can actually see where there are a bunch of items on the level. I don't know what that skull is actually. I could have gone to find that, but I'm probably not going to at this stage because it's going to get hard to move soon. And I'd rather stay here with the gems. Oh. Let's use the flamethrower. I'm glad this is going well. Those swords, man. Look at them. So many of them. They're just flying around, absolutely carving them up. Is there a treasure chest? Yes, there is. Can we make it? Oh, there's 2 treasure chests. Ah, yeah, here we go. So this is the evolved version of the garlic, which is keeping enemies at bay around me. This basically steals HP from enemies that get too close to me. In this black sphere, you can see it's enormous as well, so this is really handy. This will give me a lot of breathing room. And help me heal myself when I get hurt as well. Treasure chest, treasure chest. Awesome. I think we've got another evolved item there. I think that's the Holy Wand. That is the evolved version of the Magic Wand, and it fires with no delay. It might be hard to see because there's so much going on, but basically our Magic Wand, the little blue projectiles, they're going to be firing at all times now. Let's have a look, see if we can see it in a second. You can kind of see it. See how there's just blue sparks coming off me permanently? That's lots of little tiny projectiles which are just going off to kill things. I've now leveled up so much that it's just giving me coins and chicken, so we'll take the chicken. Let's hit the time freeze just for fun. I can see a flamethrower. So many. There's only, I think, one more evolved item we could potentially get in this run, is the evolved version of the Fire Wand, but it looks like we're not going to, because it's not really giving us any more upgrades for it. I'm guessing maybe the game's like, you've already got like a bunch of evolved weapons, bro, like you don't need any more. And that is true. I do have quite a lot of weapons. Ooh, look at these guys. 25 minutes in, there's 5 minutes left. Can we survive? I fancy our chances now. I mean, they're not really getting close to me at the minute. So barring anything incredibly, ridiculously strong turning up, I think we're going to be okay. Ooh, there's treasure somewhere. I mean, I'm not really sure I'm going for the treasure, to be honest. At the minute, it's just giving me more coins rather than any new items. Oh, I stand corrected. That is the evolved fire wand. That's the Hellfire. Okay, if we weren't strong before, we've now got the ability to fire these meteors, which pass through enemies and absolutely destroy them. I mean, that is... The computer is struggling to render this at this point. There is so much. I mean, I am literally the strongest video game character of all time right now. Sure, there's no one does this much damage to this many enemies at once. Are we going to hit 20,000 enemies dead? I think we are. They're being absolutely slaughtered. Repeatedly levelling up. If we make it to the end, you'll see it's actually not a happy ending. When you get to 30 minutes, Death himself turns up and just basically murders you. But it does say that you completed the stage, basically, at that point. you see a Grim Reaper, that means it's the end. I mean, you really can't see me anymore. I'm the guy underneath all those projectiles. Oh, this is a power we've not used before. That one just wipes out all the enemies on the screen, which isn't that helpful because I'm already doing that myself. But early game, that would have been quite useful to be able to wipe things out, get some breathing room. Some more treasure down here. Don't mind me, guys. Just coming to get your treasure. More money. We've got about 1 minute remaining. Oh. Look at all the numbers. Level 81. Level 82. Level 83. Definite slowdown in the game now. It's struggling to render it. 85. Oh. 86. I think we're going to reach 25,000 enemies.